Chapter 3.
Have you ever wished for anything? Over the years, I've wished for a lot of things. I wished I was mean enough to smash in Mido's face. I wish I had a fairy. I wished I was a Kokiri, but I'm not. I won't. And I never will be. I wished once that Mallow would notice me. Okay, yeah, that wish came true. I've also wished that Sheik would be straight for me for once. That one hasn't really happened yet. But I still cling to the hope that someday he'll fall off his high horse and hit his head really hard on something. Then maybe he'll come around. And then there's the biggest wish ever. I wished, many, many times over the years, that I knew who I was and where I came from, what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. I never even come close to having that wish come true. Not once in my entire life. Well, until now. For some reason, as I'm running for dear life through the deserted streets and alleyways of Hyrule's castle town, dragging a beautiful princess in a torn and tattered nightgown behind me, and being chased by demons and monsters and freaks right out of my nightmares, I feel more like myself than I ever have. It's like I can see the answers to all the questions I have about me and my past dangling right in front of my face. This feels so natural, so normal, so me. If there is anyone out there who understands this, please explain it to me, because right now I am sorely confused. I'm not anyone special. I'm just Link, the cocky, sarcastic, know-it-all kid from the archery shop. I'm not...
Hero of Time!
Yeah, that. Great. Just great. Psycho Me is back. My free hand, the one not holding the princesses, instinctively rockets over my shoulder to draw my sword and closes in on thin air. I don't have a sword. I've never had a sword. I had a really nice steak knife once, but I don't think that counts in this case, and besides, I definitely never wore it over my shoulder. That doesn't explain why I was so absolutely certain there was a sword hanging over my shoulder. Okay, there's something seriously wrong with me tonight, and I'm starting to get a little creeped out. An arrow zips past us, grazing my shoulder. I swear, Zelda gasps, blood starts to ooze down my arm. Ow, 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 ow!
We've got to find somewhere to hide!
I just managed to keep myself from making a sarcastic comment about her grip on the obvious. She's a princess after all, and Bruiser did tell me to mind my manners. I cast a quick glance over my shoulder. I can't see Psycho Me anywhere. But what I do see isn't much better. She's right, we do have to hide. Question is where? There's an army of moblins invading the palace, can't go there. There's an army of moblins chasing us through the streets. Definitely can't turn back. I've already seen one man die tonight. I don't want to see anything like that again. Maybe we should head for Hyrule Field. Get the stupid ugly things out of the city. Another arrow zipped past my ear. They're getting closer. Maybe I should just throw the princess at them and scream something like, "Eat her, not me!" and run back to Bruiser's. Bruiser's! Sweet merciful Dan, how stupid can I be? Bruiser will know what to do! But first I gotta get rid of the goon squad tailing us. I shove my hand into my pouch and fish around as we run. Finally I find them. Dooku nuts. Perfect. I grab 4 of the little nuts and skid to a stop, whirling around.
Link, what?
Run! I tell her, hurling the nuts at the ground in front of the moblins. They flash brilliantly when they strike, blinding anyone, mostly moblins, who looks at them. I, however, have already changed course and hauled Zelda into a very dark alleyway. I push her against the wall and press myself over her. Her nightgown's too light. They'll see it. My clothes are darker. And to think, people made fun of me for wearing green all the time. It just might save my life tonight. The moblins mull around in confusion for a moment after the light had gone away, shouting things at each other in their horrible, guttural language. Then, as one, they surge forward again, racing down the streets in an attempt to find us. Zelda and I stand perfectly still, not daring to breathe until we're sure the moblins are gone. It takes me a full moment to realize the suggestive position the princess and I are in. Her pressing her back up against the wall in a nightgown that was hardly decent before it was torn. And me, one arm on each side of her, pressing in against her, She realizes it before I do, though, and promptly shoves me away with a huff.
Was that necessary?
She demands suddenly, her face scarlet as she attempts to push her nightgown back up over her shoulder. I raise an eyebrow at her. Of course not. I could have let them see you and shoot you and kill you. Oh, I can go call them back if you'd like. Is it just me, or is it getting brighter? It's not even morning time yet. She crosses her arms and glares at me.
You haven't changed a bit.
She says angrily, then covers her mouth in horror, as though she shouldn't have said that. I stare at her in confusion. What? I haven't changed it. I never even met you in my life.
Sorry. You just reminded me of someone is all. I got confused.
Uh-huh, I say, eyeing her warily. I briefly wonder if all princesses are like this one. Stark raving mad. Well, unless you have a better idea, I'm going to get you to wait here. Then I'm going to get Bruiser, and he and I are going to get you out of here and away from these moblins. Or whatever they are. Do you have any family? Or anything somewhere else? Where are you going to be safe? She's looking at me now with this sad expression on her face. What?
Link, I'm not the one who's in danger.
She says. The growing light illuminates her eyes. Where is that light coming from? I can still see the moon just above her head. Never mind. I raise my eyebrow, cross my arms, and shift my weight from one foot to the other. Uh-huh. She frowns at me.
I'm serious. The Moblins aren't here for me. I was just a bonus.
Then who are they here for? Why else would an army of evil monsters be in Hyrule Castle Town if not to kidnap you? The princess. She looks like she wants to explain, but she doesn't know how. Okay, look, it doesn't matter right now. We'll figure this out once I get Bruiser.
Link, I don't think going after Bruiser is a good idea right now.
Look, there's a rather large amount of monsters running amok the city right now. I've got to warn Bruiser if nothing else. Besides, he can help us. He's been almost everywhere in Hyrule. He'll be able to help us. He might even know why they're here. You never know. I turn around before she can argue further, but I freeze as soon as I do, and my heart stops beating. A thick plume of smoke is rising above Castletown. The growing light is coming from the flames that are growing bigger every second, spreading through the city. From here it looks like the epicenter of the blaze is the market. The market, where Bruiser's shop is. I suddenly feel very, very weak. Pharaoh, I swear softly, steadying myself with a hand on the wall. Bruiser, the archery shop. I lurch forward. To do what? I don't know. I probably won't even make it to the market. The flames will keep me back. But I've got to try. I've got to.
Link, no!
Zelda cries, grabbing onto my arm and pulling me back. I turn around to face her, and in her eyes I can see it. She knows. She knows what's going on, and she's going to tell me. My face hardens. I rip my arm out of her grip and whirl on her. She shrinks back. What's happening? What's going on? Why are they doing this? Who are they after?
Link, please, you don't...
I pin her against the wall. Not roughly, but not gently either. Inside my mind, that tiny little voice that tells me when I'm being stupid is flipping out right now. You do not pin the Princess of Hyrule up against the wall and threaten her. Unfortunately for her, I have this awful habit of ignoring that little voice. Tell me. I know you know. Who are they after? Why are they doing this? She looks into my eyes, as tears begin to glisten in those sapphire eyes of hers. She turns her head suddenly, closing those eyes.
They're after you. They want you dead, Link.
That doesn't make any sense! I cry, turning away from her furiously. Well, it doesn't make any sense, but somehow I know she's right. And that makes me even more mad. I don't believe you! I'm going after Bruiser!
Link, please! Bruiser's dead! He has to be! There's no way the Moblins would let him live once they found out you weren't with him.
I turn on her suddenly, her words sharper than any arrow. They knew I was with him? That's why they're burning down Castletown. Because of me? Because they can't find me? She knows what I'm thinking. She can see it in my eyes, and she rushes toward me, intent on stopping me. But before she can get to me, I rip an arrow out of my quiver and knock it into my bow. She stops just before she runs into it. The tip of it is pointed at her pretty little forehead. Her eyes widen and she freezes. So what you're telling me, I say slowly as Castletown burns behind me, is that they forget me. They'll go away and leave everyone alone.
Link, please! I know that's what it sounds like, but that's not it at all. If you give yourself up to them, terrible things will happen. They won't stop. It will only get worse. If they catch you, this will happen to everyone, everywhere. Nowhere will be safe. Link, please, you can't give yourself up to them. Look, I know you don't understand this. I know you don't know what's happening, but you have to trust me.
Trust you? Trust you? Why in Din's name should I trust you? My day was going great until I met you. I should be blaming you. She says nothing, but continues to stare pleadingly into my eyes.
Link,
Her blue eyes are so familiar.
Link, please.